Greetings, salutations, and a good and glorious day to you all. You are viewing this for one reason, and one reason alone, to become part of the magic. I know everyone who crosses through the gates of our festival loves our special blend of food, fantasy, fun, and frivolity. The magic of the festival. But so much of what we do relies upon the suspension of disbelief. We all know that we are not actually in a 16th century village in England, but we allow ourselves to believe it, if only for a short time. And when we attend the festival as a patron, all of our senses are overwhelmed by the sights, smells, textures, tastes, and sounds of the festival. And then this happens.
God, it's so hot. Why is it
Dude, I'm
Is it ever
so
gonna cool
hungover.
down?
No, it'll be November and it'll be like
Excuse me?
96 degrees
Really?
still.
No, I am so hungover now. This keeps killing me.
I'd like
I
to
know.
know how much some of those are.
Look,
They're
they all kind of
hilarious.
cost something
The
different
small ones-
depending on what you want. This is like 12
It's like $20, isn't it?
It was 25,
Pounds.
25 ducats.
whatever. It's look,
John
it
was
just
saying they
all
were
costs
25
something
ducats.
different.
Well,
What's a
whatever.
ducat?
There's nothing magical about that at all, now is there?
Dangerously close.
So let me explain. This is what we mean by becoming part of the magic. If you love the festival and want to attend, eat, drink, and be merry, do so. But if you want to challenge yourself to do more, to take what you love most about the fair and give that to the thousands of patrons who see, hear, and interact with you as a vital part of the festival, then welcome. That is what the following lessons are all about. This is not just a job. Every person walking through that gate is a guest, to be swept up, entertained, served with a smile, and given another magical memory of our fantastical festival. The first lesson is creating a character.
So why do I need a character? How is that going to help me sell this mug?
Oh, it doesn't. No, you being a character doesn't matter to him. It matters to you.
Oh.
You are more than a food vendor, boothie, shopkeep, salesperson, garland slinger, sword merchant, bartender, knick-knack shiller, push monkey, barback, rose seller, pretzel boy, games girl, cook, or cleaner. You are a character that populates our little world, and as such, you need to look and sound like it. There is nothing that will yank a paying patron out of our magical Renaissance world faster than...
Y'all want a turkey leg or something?
Ugh, that. And why do we want you to be a character? Because you don't need an accent. It's true, you don't. But your character does.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Sure.
Makes sense.
If you're busy being yourself at the festival, then you're worried about yourself things. How many jobs give you the opportunity to be someone else, from somewhere else? Here it's essential. You get to be creative every single interaction on every single festival day. I know this seems like a strange thing to ask of you, especially if you think that your job is limited to what type of soda they want, but I promise you, it's not only worth it, it's fun! Are we saying change your name, your age, your hair color, your lineage? Of course not. But you can if you want to. To help you out with the time period we're talking about, here is a quick recap of the Renaissance. The Renaissance, from the French Rebirth. It was a period in European civilization immediately following the Middle Ages, and is characterized by a surge of interest in classical scholarship and values. The Renaissance also witnessed the discovery and exploration of new continents, the substitution of the Copernican for the Ptolemaic system of astronomy, the decline of the feudal system and the growth of commerce, and the invention or application of such potentially powerful innovations as paper, printing, the mariner's compass, and gunpowder. Some of the greatest and most famous artists, playwrights, and royalty all lived and worked during this time. To the scholars and thinkers of the day, it was primarily considered a time of revival, of classical learning and wisdom, after a long period of cultural decline and stagnation. All right, everyone glassy-eyed? Good. Well, that was the Renaissance, which we are striving to recreate for our guests. Our festival is divided up into countries and realms, and if you know where your booth assignment will be, you can use that as a way to decide where your character is from. Now, that having been said, know that you are always welcome to use the BSA, British Standard Accent. Oh, I know. There's actually no such thing as a standard accent from, well, anywhere. But for what we do, there is a go-to accent that sounds like ye olde English to most people.
Were you aware that ye derives from the Middle English? The letter Y was sometimes used for the letter thorn, which correlates with our modern th, because the thorn wasn't around in the first...
Yeah, get to the point!
You don't say ye, you say thee!
Oh, right. Etymologically speaking, you are absolutely right. But you're wrong. We say ye. This is something we'll cover in the next video and upcoming lessons about dialect, costuming, and other Renaissance Festival cliches. Something we like to refer to as more period than period. But for now, we just want you to start thinking about where your character is from. And we don't just mean nationality. Are you from the city or farmland? Wealth or poverty? Everything. What about your class? Your social standing? Your parentage? Siblings? Etc., etc., etc. Go crazy! We will now go into a short series of simple questions to ask yourself about the character you are going to create to help us populate our world, fill our village, and become a part of the magic. Creating a living, breathing, fascinating character out of thin air can be a daunting task. Most of us have never physically experienced being a baker, a wench, or any of the other assortment of characters that populate a small village. Our goal is to give the appearance of being from the Renaissance in a way that appeals to our patrons and allows us to also do our jobs. The basic things that can be portrayed are a modified version of the language and speech patterns, to be covered in the next video. The clothing, which we shall cover in the third video. The daily activities, mannerisms and customs, superstitions, and your likes and dislikes. So let's leap right in, shall we? First, let's figure out who your character is today. You already know a little based on what you were hired to do at the festival. You may be a pretzel girl, a bartender, or a tradesman. Let's figure out what the guests expect to see from a character like you. For instance, what do the guests expect to see from a flower merchant? A rosy floral smell. B, a passion for flowers, roses. C, colorful floral type clothes. D, of a lower class clothing. E, a flower basket. Next, figure out your character's personality and life story. For instance, let's return to our dear rose seller. Were you born into the trade? Have you always been in Newmarket? Do you have a hidden love story? Now it's your turn. Get out a piece of paper and write these things down. First, the basics. What's your name? Are you from Newmarket Village? If yes, how long have you and your family been here in Newmarket? If no, where are you from? Do you speak another language? Which ones? Do you speak the King's English with an accent? The answer to that question is yes. What is your favorite festival food? Do you own property or create trade goods? What is your social class? Most likely merchant or peasant. Do you work for yourself or someone else? Why is your employer the best? Why are you the best employee? Or employer? What are the tools of your trade? What are your trade secrets? How long have you worked at what you do? Did you work as something else before? Are you quirky? Any physical mannerisms? What about you, your actions and words, best say 16th century Newmarket Village, England? How is your character likable? And finally, how is this character different from you? Think about all these things, write them down, play with them, and then enjoy being your character in our village. And please, watch the next video to learn how best to express the new you. I have been Winstantaneous, and I am your humble servant. And remember, there is no festival without you.